make us alive. We swore that death will do us part. They'll call our crimes.
Hello everyone, and welcome to What If Deku Had Greninja's Powers, Part 3. And where we left off last time was when Deku had just beaten Bakugo in the finals. So, let's go to the podium part. So, when everyone's getting their medals, they all get on the podium, and Bakugo still has to be strapped down, because he's even more angry now from being second place to the frog boy. To the frog boy. So he's quite mad at that, because he feels he could easily have beaten him. He feels he still can beat anyone, because as a child, even without Izuku, he's still incredibly cocky. So, next is hero names. When they get back to school the next day, they have to choose hero names. And everyone gets their same name, except Deku. And, I'm gonna temporarily name him Greninja, and if anybody wants to comment what a good name would be, they can comment that, and we'll use it in future parts. This What If will go to about Overhaul arc, I'd say. And if Season 5 comes out by the time I'm still recording, well, we're gonna go to that. And if you guys want this series to continue when Season 5 comes out, just comment below on the finale when that comes out. Okay, on to hero names. So, Deku is Greninja for now. If anyone wants to comment, they can comment for that. Okay, so next we have the internships. So I'm gonna say Deku, aka Greninja, goes with Sue, with the seal guy. And on their internship, they meet the ship assistant, whatever her name was. I'm sorry guys, I don't know her name. And they go on they still fight that villain, the octopus villain. And Deku, while Sue is about to get hit, he uses Shuriken Starfall. And imagine this, so there's tons of water shurikens up in the air, and they all start flying down at one enemy. And they keep cutting him until he falls down. And then one massive shuriken comes up, and just like a shooting star, lands on its target. So, next, when they get back from the internships, and after the internship arc, about Stain though. Stain kills Ida. He doesn't get captured in this timeline, so he's still killing fake heroes, with air quotes. Okay, so next is the final exams. And on the first day, they do their written portion. Mina, Kaminari, Kirishima, Aoyama, all the regular people still do bad and good, some. And we now are on to the fighting portion. And everyone's like, I can't wait to bust some robot. And then, plot twist. Nezu comes out of Aizawa's scarf and he's like, actually no, you're fighting heroes now. And it's like, get Una reversed. And then the matchups are Greninja and, spoiler warning, Dynamite, and everyone else against All Might, and everyone else's matches are the same. I don't know them. Okay. And now we're gonna make All Might's first. Gonna make it first. I think it was first in canon though. And so Deku and Bakugo, they start running to All Might, but All Might, he throws a massive punch, and it shoots a massive airwave, destroying most of the city. And it makes a huge line in the middle, and Deku and Bakugo are thrown back. Okay, guys, back to the what if. Bakugo and Deku start running to All Might, but then All Might appears right in front of Bakugo and slams his face into the ground. And then Deku starts using Double Team to make some clones and, not get hit from the all-powerful All Might. And Bakugo is now on the ground, really hurt, and Deku starts hurting All Might with some water shurikens. And then one of the clones picks up Bakugo, and All Might shoots and launches at it and punches the clone in the face, but it goes straight through the clone. And the clone, right before it was hit, it throws Bakugo's body to another clone. And it's like patty cake or hot potato. And this keeps going on while Deku keeps making clones. And it's just like a circle. Like, the body is thrown, the clone is hit. The body is thrown, the clone is hit. The body is thrown, the clone is hit. And then, for once we have a change, All Might, right when the body is being thrown again, he flings an airwave at Bakugo's limp body. That's some sugar coating. He is thrown into a building, kind of bloody, and falls to the ground. Just like, why? And then when Deku sees this, he realizes maybe the double team strat might not work if we can't do any real damage. That's when he goes Ash Greninja mode, and he summons 100 clones, and then they all yell, "Shuriken Starfall!" And then all these shurikens go up in the air, and All Might fires a giant airwave at them. And then they all go up higher in the sky, and then they all start dropping at very fast velocity. And they start hitting him, and he's getting really hurt by this. And steam is starting to come off him because he's been in this fight a good amount of time. And when all the Shuriken Starfall, like shurikens, have hit All Might, one giant one forms really high in the sky and starts falling. And now it looks like a real star, but it's blue. And now it's hurling towards All Might with 150 miles an hour velocity. And it hits All Might, and he blocks it, but it gets one massive cut on his arm. And All Might puts his, he kneels down, and he's really hurt. That's when Deku swoops in and puts the handcuffs on All Might. And the heroes win. Deku and Bakugo win. And all the rest of the matches go about the same. But the next day, that's when we have the little, the filler part, which the swimming exercises. So Mineta and Kaminari invite, let's say, Todoroki to the swimming pool. We're just gonna ignore that Endeavor would find that illegal. And they would expect the girls there, except they see them doing little workouts, and then they see all the guys getting ready to do some endurance exercises. But that's when they see Bakugo, and he challenges Deku to a swimming competition, and then everyone it starts the swimming competition. Bakugo, as always, flies over the swimming pool entirely. There was never a point to swimming for him. He's kind of like a cat. Like, water does not compute. And then, when he gets to Deku and Bakugo and they're like finals, they both jump in. But Bakugo, when he's about to fly, he just falls face first onto the water, and Deku just like turns around like, neat. And then sees Aizawa like, okay, I guess we're stopping. And then Bakugo's like, ow, in the water, just like a murmur. Next day is the field trip to the summer training camp. And that is when they're almost at their destination, they hit a bus stop. And then they meet the wild pussycats. And when they're done with the introductions and stuff, the blue cat, she makes the ground go boom boom. And it disappears, basically. And everyone is thrown into the forest with all the tree monsters. You know, tree monsters. And Moneta still has the ever-loving urge to get that sweet, succulent bathroom. And when they eventually get to the training camp, they get to make food because they didn't expect them to get there so quickly. Usually I believe they take until like 10 o'clock instead of like 5. So we got the summer training camp, so they make the food. The next day they start training, and then eventually, after lots and lots of training, the next day, more training. And then at the end of that day, they do some courage training. And they go into the woods, and the other people try and scare Class 1A. But that's when the villains attack. And Deku, having an odd relationship with Koda, to say the very least, goes over to Koda. But that's when he sees Muscular, and he uses his new move out of so much adrenaline, because this dude is Buff Joe levels of strength. Buff Joe. And, sorry that I'm whispering, guys. It's kind of 11:30. And, Deku puts a barrier of water that Muscular is just annoyed by this. But Deku uses double team and sends the clones out to hit Muscular and runs off with Koda into the vast forest. But when he meets up with Shoji and calms Tokoyami, and then they beat the Tooth guy. Yeah, that's his new nickname. The Tooth Man. Master of Tooth. It's like the Tooth Fairy that you don't want to meet. And, when they realize Tokoyami, Bird Boy, and the Pomeranian, Bakuho, they get captured. That is when, I need to stop stuttering. Okay, so Deku eventually meets up with Uraraka and Tsuyu, his best friend and sister, and he sees Toga on them, and he gets her off with one massive water shuriken from his back, and hits Toga on the back of the head, and this cuts her neck, and she's like, ow! Ow! And she runs for obvious reasons. She didn't want any more ouchies. She didn't want to do like or basic screams. And then when it's time for them to go get Bakugo and Todoroki, they launch off. What do I mean Todoroki? Bakugo and Tokoyami. Burr boy. And then Todoroki actually goes after them instead of Deku because he has a little better relationship with Bakugo than Deku. And Deku doesn't know Bakugo at all personally. So Todoroki goes to do that. As always, he gets only Tokoyami. I mean, maybe if Deku had gone, he might have been a little faster. Maybe could have got both, but keep in mind, Muscular's not dead. Well, unconscious, with air quotes. Okay, and after that, Momo still as always puts the tracker on the Nomu that they brought in the training camp. And Dabi still confronts Aizawa, and everything in that training camp goes the same, except Muscular's alive, Deku's Greninja. That covers it. And next, we have the All for One arc. So, when Deku and everyone get out of the hospital from their injuries, Deku, Kirishima, Uraraka, actually not Uraraka, Momo, Todoroki, and Ida's not in here, right? He died. Who's gonna be the speedster? No one. That's the answer. So now we go on to the raid on area All for One. Okay, so when All Might's like, I got your order, sir.
Pizza delivery.
He pops through the door. And all the bulls are like, not the pizza. Just kidding. And they all get huggies from Kamui Woods. And that's when all the Nomus come in and start. They give All Might some ouchies, to say the least. And Shigaraki and everyone, even the muscle boy, the muscle boy, sorry about that, guys. Injuries. I was just whapping my brother. Okay, so when All Might finds All for One, they have their little battle. Except Endeavor comes in and fights Muscular, and he's eventually defeated. But All Might is actually a little weaker from the giant cut he had from Deku with his giant starfall. And Deku is still on this raid, so he actually pops out and uses a starfall on All for One to try and distract him so All Might can heal up. And all the younger heroes start attacking All for One. Just imagine Momo trying to beat All for One with a metal pipe. Imagine that. He got you. Okay, so when All Might is going in for his giant United States of
Smash.
Okay, and All Might goes in for the United States of
Smash.
against All for One, and he gets his giant
Fist.
and goes to attack Midoriya. And no, Asui, dang it! And All For One uses his giant fist and goes to attack Asui. And All The Way intercepts it with his giant United States smash. And he defeats All For One with his giant United States smash. And that's the end of the What If for now. That is the end of part 3. Subscribe to Good Boy Halo, aka me. Goodbye, everyone. Signing off. Me. Bye.
It's blue like the Atlantic, and I'm going down like the Titanic.